about ready to go off patent. What's the interest in a PBM telling people they need to take their heartburn medicine? I mean, my feeling sort of is, if you're having heartburn, you're going to remember to take your medicine. If you're not having heartburn, it's probably time to come off the purple crack. I don't know, different sort of guy.
And we still have PBMs that require the brand, the purple pill, even though there's a generic available.
Do you tell people, hey, I can give you a generic for X price? It's probably less than your cost sharing or deductible on the brand?
If it is. But you have to remember that they're getting the purple pill and there's no copay or a small copay.
It's cheap.
It's still less than buying the generic.
I mean, that's really one of the problems here is that nobody cares about money they're not paying. And what's happening is the PBM doesn't really have any insurance risk. That rests with the insurance plan. And all they do is take the increasing drug costs and mark their rates up and pass it on to the consumer and have the consumer share more of that cost. Did I miss something?
No, you didn't, Gene.
Yeah.
No, you
How
didn't.
about Medicaid? Out here, Medi-Cal, always criticized for the money that they pay. On the other hand, we see tremendous amount of fraud from pharmacies and durable medical equipment suppliers. What's going on with Medicaid in Illinois?
A lot of the Medicaid now is managed care in Illinois, so it's being run by the PBMs. So you're seeing a lot of the same
kind of stuff
being used with the Medicaid.
Okay. The difference is they don't have any share of cost ever, right?
That is correct.
So you compound drugs, you make all these pills and creams and topical treatments and other sorts of things. If I just said, hey, Jim, I can buy epinephrine in a syringe, right?
Correct.
Or in a vial.
A vial.
Yeah, cheap, right? How much would it cost me for a vial of epinephrine? Not much, probably, huh?
Few dollars, Gene?
Yeah, less than $10. Could someone legally 3D print? Could you 3D print an EpiPen? Could you get the little plastic former thing and print me up an EpiPen? I get a prescription for my doctor for some epinephrine. Thank you very much. I'm on my way. Is that something you could do legally, Jim?
I could not do it, and I don't do sterile compounding, and I'm not familiar with the 3D printing. But again, it would not be FDA approved, so we wouldn't be able to do it.
Okay. It's just as I thought. That's something I want to sort of explore a little bit because, I don't know, I got problems with something that should cost $3 that's basically disposable when it's given with an insulin prescription. But now you're going to mark up a product by a 10,000% increase because it carries something else. Jim, what's keeping you awake at night? If you're a pharmacy owner these days and you're independent, what's keeping you awake?
Probably the PBMs. Between their audits, their hidden fees, reimbursements below our cost, restricted networks, mail-order pharmacy, that's probably the biggest challenge. It's not competing against the chain stores, but it's the restrictions put on by us, by the pharmacy benefit managers.
How many folks really understand how the money flows through the pharmacy, through the health plan, through the PBM, through the manufacturer, from the government, rebates, patient assistance, discount cards, copays, deductibles, generic first, formularies, prior auth, step therapy? Who understands all that, Jim?
We're in the business and we don't understand it all. So I don't know how the consumer can.
It seems like it's being done purposely opaque. Nothing up my sleeve.
Nothing transparent.
It's going to get a little more transparent for coming weeks, trying to get numbers and flowcharts and have it be inclusive of everything PBMs are doing and charging for. I suspect leaks out of the Trump administration, I could get nuclear codes before I could get some of this stuff. But I've made some good progress, and we're going to be shedding some sunlight on some of these processes in shows over upcoming weeks. Anything you want to leave our listeners with, Jim? When they go to the drugstore and they get sticker shock, should they take it out on the pharmacist? What should they do when they get sticker shock? What should somebody do when they get a prescription and they don't think they can afford it?
It's not the pharmacist. It's not the doctor usually, but it's the insurance company and the middleman, the PBM. We try to get prior auth for medications, which has to come from the doctor's office. But again, the final decision rests on the PBM who is telling us and your doctor how to treat you.
These PBMs, I think most people were even unaware of their existence until maybe relatively recently as drug costs have soared. Well, Jim, thanks for calling in. Thanks for sharing with the grumpy old doc. I know I'm going to look at my pharmacist a little bit differently next time I get some sticker shock, thanks to what you explained, and I bet a lot of our listeners will too.
Thanks, Gene, for having me.
Until next time, stay healthy, my friends.
Be sure and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes and more details at grumpyolddoc.com.